So good day everyone. We are the group 3 and we're here to present our topic individual identity versus social identity online. So disclaimer, this video is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor Mr. Roldan Ardinis to use this as educational material. So what is individual identity? Individual identity or self-identity, it set us apart as a distinct individuals. Self-identity defines our unique sense of ourselves and our relationship to the outside world. So, self-identity, it is a form of identification that identifies our true self or who we truly are as an individual. It is a form of awareness and identification with oneself as a separate individual that differs from other people. So after knowing individual's identity, so why is individual identity important? So maintaining self-identity is important because it strengthens your character. That is when we know who we are, we have the confidence in ourselves and we're able to identify our strengths, then we emerge as a stronger individual. So yes, self-identity or individual identity, it helps us to build our character or to build a stronger character of ourselves, because knowing self-identity, it's like knowing our strengths and our capability as a person. So knowing self-identity, it gives us more confidence about ourselves, about who we truly are as a person, and it is a form of awareness that we as a person has a distinct identity or an identity that is distinct from other people, or a unique identity as a person. So secondly, it keeps us unique and distinguishes us from everyone else. So self-identity, it keeps us unique as a person. It distinguishes us from anyone else or from other people. So self-identity helps us identify our true self, our true identity, and our personal identity as a person. So self-identity helps us in many ways in building our character or our self character as a person.
Social identity is a person's sense of who they are based on their membership, refers to the ways that people self-concepts and are based on their membership in social groups. Examples include sports teams, religions, nationalities, occupations, sexual orientation, ethnic groups, and the last one, gender.
Social identity theory. Social identity theory proposed by Tadgfeld and Turner, 1986, suggests that individuals experience collective identity based on their membership in a group, such as racial or ethnic and gender identities.
Three stages of social identity theory. Social and categorization. It is the process by which people categorize themselves and others into different groups. Categorization simplifies perception and cognition related to the social world by detecting inherent similarities, relationships, or by imposing instruction on it. In-group. In-group is a social group which a person psychologically identifies as being a member. A group with one feels a sense of solidarity and community of interest. Outgroup. Outgroup is a social group with which an individual does not identify. People may, for example, identify their peer group, family, community, sports, religion, or nation. It has been found that the psychologically membership of social groups and categories is associated.
So, good evening everyone. My name is John Paul G. Calades, and I am discussing a social identification. So, social identification reflects the nation that people generally do not perceive social situations as a detached observes observes instead their own sense of who they are and how they relate to others is typically implicated in the way they view others individuals as a group around them.
Social comparison. It is pervasive and fundamental feature of group life. People compare themselves with fellow group members. They compare themselves with people in other groups. They compare their own group with other groups by evaluating their own attitudes, abilities, and traits in comparison with others. In most cases, we try to compare ourselves to those in our peer group or with whom we are similar.
So what is online identity? So online or internet identity, it is a social identity that an internet users establish in online communities and websites. So online identity, it is a form of identification of ourselves in online world, or in like websites. So it may also be an actively constructed presentation of oneself. So online identity, it is a presentation of ourselves in online platforms like websites and social media. So what is the difference between individual and social identity? Personal identity or our individual identity is about how you see yourself as different from those around you. So it's like in personal or self identity, we see ourselves as a unique person and that is different from other individual, or that is distinct from other person, or that differs from one person to another. So while social identities tell how you are like others, they indicate similar rather than difference. So social identity, it is a form of identification that identifies or that focuses more on the similarities with one person to another than the difference of each person. So social identity is our identity in social or in our environment. So that is all. We are the group 3. Thank you for listening.